Imagine this: the next time you step into your bathroom and feel that comforting rush of warm water from your shower. Consider the possibility that the heat enveloping you could be coming from the very same computer servers that power artificial intelligence, enable global finance, and connect billions of people around the world. It might sound like a scene from a futuristic novel, but this vision is quickly becoming reality, and it is more urgent and relevant than ever before. In today's world, our digital appetites are exploding at a pace few could have imagined even a decade ago. Every photo uploaded, every video streamed, every AI-powered search and financial transaction, all of these rely on massive banks of servers humming away in data centers scattered across the globe. This digital transformation brings with it a pressing paradox. How do we keep up with our voracious demand for data, while also grappling with the environmental consequences of the immense infrastructure supporting it? Welcome to the hidden world of data center heat reuse, a story where yesterday's waste becomes tomorrow's opportunity. In this tale, what was once considered an environmental headache is now being reimagined as a potential economic goldmine that could help solve one of the biggest challenges of our era: sustainable energy. Let's begin by appreciating the sheer scale of our digital ecosystem. Over the next 6 years, industry analysts project that the global demand for data center capacity will surge dramatically. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, and other data-heavy applications are leading the charge, with experts predicting that AI alone could propel data center growth by nearly 1/5 every single year from now until the close of this decade. To put this into perspective, picture the world's digital infrastructure expanding at a rate comparable to the population growth of an entire nation, year after year, compounding relentlessly. By the year 2030, data centers worldwide are forecast to consume nearly 1,000 terawatt-hours of electricity each year. That is more power than many entire countries use annually, a staggering reminder of the hidden costs behind our digital lives. In the United States, data center electricity needs are expected to rise by more than 2/5 by the year 2028. Meanwhile, the Nordic region's data center market is on track to reach almost $8 billion by the end of the decade. These are not just abstract statistics. They signal a seismic shift in the way societies process, consume, and depend on information technology. But here's the twist. As data centers labor tirelessly to keep our digital world online, they emit enormous amounts of waste heat. Traditionally, this heat has been dismissed as a nuisance, vented into the air, and requiring additional energy-hungry cooling systems to keep servers from overheating. The irony is almost poetic. In our mission to keep information flowing, we have created invisible rivers of wasted energy, dissipating into the sky. Yet a quiet revolution is underway. Across the world, innovators and visionaries are starting to see waste heat not as a liability, but as a resource waiting to be tapped. Consider the groundbreaking initiative at Queen Mary University of London, where engineers have transformed their campus data center's byproduct into a vital source of warmth for university buildings. This approach has led to dramatic cuts in both heating costs and carbon emissions. As Jonathan Hayes from Queen Mary University of London puts it, heat recovery has significantly reduced our spending on heating and hot water. The story does not end in London. In Finland, the city of Espoo stands as a testament to how data center heat can be seamlessly integrated into district heating networks. Mayor Kai Mikkonen describes the transformation in vivid terms. Data centers are big fans, allowing electricity to be converted cheaply into heat for district heating. In practical terms, this means that thousands of homes and businesses in Espoo are kept warm by the same servers supporting the world's digital backbone. The benefits are clear: lower energy costs, reduced fossil fuel dependency, and a smaller carbon footprint for the entire community. Across Europe, momentum is building. In Denmark, district heating systems powered by industrial and data center waste heat have become so efficient that they are now studied by urban planners and engineers around the world. In Sweden, Stockholm's data center waste heat recovery projects have helped the city move closer to its ambitious net zero targets, providing sustainable warmth to tens of thousands of residents during harsh Scandinavian winters. Policy is playing a crucial role too. Regulatory bodies across the European Union are beginning to recognize the value in both mandating and incentivizing data center heat reuse. Experts like Edward Galvin from DC Byte emphasize, legislation creates a level playing field for data center heat reuse. Thanks to clear rules and incentives, more operators now find it worthwhile to invest in the infrastructure needed to capture and distribute waste heat. Meanwhile, hardware providers and tech innovators are racing to keep up. The global liquid cooling market, a key enabler of efficient heat recovery, is projected to approach nearly $50 billion within the next decade. This surge in investment is not only a response to environmental concerns, but also a growing recognition that the old practice of venting waste heat to the atmosphere is no longer economically or socially sustainable. But if the opportunity is so great, why aren't waste heat recovery systems standard in every data center? The reality is a complex web of technical, economic, and logistical challenges. For starters, matching the supply of waste heat with local demand is not as simple as it seems. Many data centers are located in industrial parks or on the outskirts of cities, far from the neighborhoods, schools, or hospitals that could benefit most from the extra warmth. Even where demand exists, retrofitting existing infrastructure to accommodate modern heat recovery systems can be a daunting, capital-intensive process. Smaller data centers face even steeper hurdles. The upfront costs associated with installing pipes, heat exchangers, and sophisticated control systems can be prohibitive. Without robust incentives or standardized solutions, many operators struggle to justify the investment, especially when competing against rivals not required to implement such systems. Experts warn that unless governments and industry leaders step up with meaningful support, the transition to a circular energy model may stall before it truly begins. So, can the data center industry turn waste heat from a costly headache into a valuable community asset? Or will technical and economic obstacles prove too great? The answer to this question could reshape not only energy grids, but the very future of our digital society. Let's dig deeper into the forces at play. Imagine entire cities where homes, offices, gyms, and even swimming pools are kept warm by the constant hum of servers. In Scandinavia, this is not a hypothetical, it is already happening. In Helsinki, waste heat from data centers is channeled directly into the city's district heating network, providing carbon-neutral warmth to tens of thousands of residents during the coldest months of the year. Stockholm's similar initiatives have dramatically reduced heating bills and propelled the city closer to net zero emissions. But the potential is not limited to cold climates. In Italy, the company Carno operates modular data centers that sell surplus heat directly to local greenhouses and swimming pools. This innovative model turns what would have been an expensive cooling problem into a new revenue stream. Greenhouse operators enjoy lower heating costs and more stable growing environments, while the data center profits from heat that would otherwise be wasted. Experts predict that heat marketplaces will become increasingly common, allowing businesses, neighborhoods, and even individual homes to bid for surplus heat from nearby data centers, creating a new layer of local energy trading. Global trends reinforce this vision. The liquid cooling market is projected to soar to nearly $50 billion by the year 2034, driven by the need for more efficient and scalable cooling and heat recovery solutions. Simultaneously, the annual electricity demand of data centers is forecast to approach almost 1,000 terawatt-hours by the end of this decade, a figure on par with the energy consumption of some of the world's largest economies. Yet, with this promise comes inevitable complexity. For smaller data centers, the economics often do not add up unless there is a guaranteed buyer for their heat, or unless governments step in with subsidies or mandates. In warmer climates, where heating demand is minimal for much of the year, the challenge becomes how to utilize surplus energy. Some visionaries are exploring innovative uses such as absorption cooling, where waste heat is used to drive air conditioning, or for powering industrial processes that require steady thermal input. Timing also presents a challenge. Data centers operate around the clock, but heating demand in residential and commercial buildings fluctuates, often peaking in the early morning and evening hours. To align these mismatched supply and demand curves, advanced control systems, thermal storage technologies, and smart grid integration are needed. Across Europe and Asia, pilot projects are testing innovations such as underground heat storage tanks, phase change materials, and sophisticated algorithms that optimize heat delivery and distribution. The regulatory environment continues to evolve. In the European Union, new directives require data center operators to publish their energy and heat usage statistics, creating transparency and accountability. Some countries now offer tax incentives and grants for companies investing in heat recovery. However, as Edward Galvin cautions, policy support alone is not enough. Success depends on collaboration between the energy, technology, and real estate sectors to develop standardized interfaces and business models that make heat reuse both practical and profitable. Consider the ripple effects. Lower heating costs mean more affordable living for households and reduced operating expenses for businesses. Municipal governments could redirect funds previously spent on fossil fuels toward vital services like education, healthcare, or infrastructure. The environmental benefits would extend beyond carbon reduction, improving urban air quality and reducing strain on aging power grids. For consumers, this is personal. Each time you stream a movie, ask your phone for directions, or share a photo, you are taking part in this global energy equation. The data centers powering your favorite services are becoming integral to local energy ecosystems. Increased awareness can encourage companies and policymakers to prioritize sustainable solutions, turning digital convenience into a force for positive environmental change. Policymakers have a unique opportunity and responsibility to shape the future of this emerging industry. By enacting supportive regulations, offering financial incentives, and fostering collaboration between utilities, data center operators, and local governments, they can accelerate the transition to a circular energy model. Lessons from leaders like Espoo, Helsinki, and Stockholm show that with vision, investment, and smart policy, it is possible to create win-win outcomes for all stakeholders. Of course, the road ahead is not without risks. There are real challenges, mismatches between heat supply and demand, high upfront costs for smaller facilities, and the need for standardized technical solutions. Yet, as Mark Yilus from Schneider Electric puts it, digital infrastructure can be a catalyst for net zero. The key is creativity, not just in technology, but in building new partnerships between industries, cities, and innovators. History offers powerful lessons. In the 19th century, cities in Europe and North America built district heating networks that transformed urban life, enabling neighborhoods to be heated from centralized plants. Today, a new wave of innovation is poised to do the same, only this time, the engines are racks of servers and advanced cooling systems, not coal-fired boilers. Already, some cities in Northern Europe supply more than half their district heating with waste heat from data centers and industry. This is not a distant dream, it is happening now, showing that large-scale change is possible when vision aligns with action. Looking ahead, experts predict the emergence of standardized heat recovery systems that make it easier for data centers of all sizes to participate in local energy markets. Innovative business models, like heat marketplaces and direct utility partnerships, will motivate operators to maximize the value of their waste heat. As energy prices climb and carbon regulations tighten, the economic case for heat reuse will only grow stronger. Let's also consider the potential for future innovation. As artificial intelligence and machine learning continue to drive up data center workloads, the need for efficient heat management will only intensify. We may see the rise of urban data center clusters specifically designed for optimal heat recovery, integrated with residential and commercial heating systems from the start. New materials and cooling methods could further boost efficiency, making it feasible to use waste heat even in milder climates, or for applications beyond traditional heating, such as urban farming, aquaculture, or industrial desalination. So, what can you do? Stay informed. Ask about the environmental impact of your favorite digital services. Support companies that invest in sustainable infrastructure and encourage your local officials to explore heat recovery initiatives. If you are a business leader or policymaker, look for ways to partner with data centers, utilities, and tech providers to pilot new solutions. If you work in tech, consider how your next innovation could help build a cleaner, more resilient energy future. The story of data center heat reuse is still unfolding, but one thing is certain. The choices we make today will shape not only the future of our digital society, but also the health of our planet. By turning waste into opportunity, we can build cities that are smarter, cleaner, and more resilient.